Land navigation in Arma Reforger is one of those skills that separates the good players from the great ones. It's not just about finding where you are, it's about staying ahead of the game and being the squad member that everyone can rely on to know where the fight is and how to get there. If you aren't aware, I've already created an in-depth navigation tutorial for Arma Reforger that you can find on the Arma platform channel, which you should definitely check out. But before you do, in this video, I want to make a quick Cliff Note navigation guide for all the new players that have joined recently, so you can find your way around the map and get to important places fast. First up, the essentials, which are your map tools. In Arma Reforger, the tools you need to get familiar with are your map, compass, pencil, protractor, and map markers. And you can access these tools on this bar to the left. The compass is your best friend. Open it up by pressing K on PC and align the needle to figure out your bearing. The key here is to understand cardinal directions and degrees. You'll be using this constantly to orient yourself on the map and in the field. These numbers here represent your bearing or heading in degrees, with 360 degrees or 0 being direct north. Now let's talk about the protractor. This tool is how you translate real-world distances and angles onto your map, but we don't need to get that advanced today. Think of it as your navigation cheat sheet. Use it to measure distances between points and plot your course. It's a lifesaver when you need to calculate precise movements, especially for long-distance travel. The outer numbers are milliradians, which are useful for advanced calculations like dialing in mortars, which will be for a different video. For navigation, you'll mostly use these inner numbers, which represent degrees. And finally, the pencil. You'll be using this to draw lines between points to figure out where you are on the map, as well as which direction you should be traveling to get to your destination. But before you can know where you're going, you need to figure out where you even are on the map, and we can do that quickly via a process called triangulation. This is how you pinpoint your position when you're lost or just need to figure out exactly where you are so you can calculate accurate firing solutions with your mortar, grenade launcher, or other firearms. I've set myself up somewhere on the map and purposefully chose a difficult location for demonstration purposes. The first step is to identify at least 2 recognizable landmarks visible in your surroundings and on your map. The more landmarks you find, the more precise your position will be. Given my current location, there is nothing really that stands out that would be helpful to me. However, my map does give me a clue as to the general area that I'm in, so I need to find that, which looks like I'm somewhere southwest of Harbor. But which one? If I look at my compass, I see that I'm pretty close to the coast to my south, with nothing else in my view. Since I don't really have a clear view of many landmarks, I'm going to have to relocate my position to get a better view of my surroundings so I can get more clues. Rivers, crossroads, buildings, and even effigies are all perfect reference points so long as they can be found on your map. The key is to always scan the horizon and match what you see with your map. And if you're moving through dense forests or valleys, keep track of time and direction. This will help you estimate where you are. Landmarks should be distinct and easy to find on both the terrain and your map. Here, I see an old woodshed next to a tree line, a yellow house in the middle of a peninsula, and a church tower in the middle of a town near the harbor. I can also tell that the coast is on the southern side. This harbor area doesn't seem like the spot. But I think I located the woodshed next to a tree line. There is clearly a church tower in the middle of the town here. And this looks like it might be the yellow house in the middle of the peninsula. Typically, you would want to get a reverse bearing for each landmark, but I find it hard to read on the compass, so the workaround is to just get a regular compass bearing to each landmark and write them down as markers on your map. The church is located at 50 degrees, so I'm going to mark that on my map. Next is the yellow house on the peninsula, which appears to be bearing 95 degrees, and I'll mark that on my map too. And finally, let's get the woodshed for more accuracy. Next, open your protractor and place the very center over the marker for each landmark. Draw a long line, starting from the compass bearing for that landmark all the way through the center of the protractor that extends through to the other side. Repeat these steps for each landmark that you found. See where these lines intersect? In the center is your approximate location. Once you get used to doing this, you'll feel like a wizard. So now that we have our location on the map, we can use it for calculating firing solutions for mortars or grenades or RPGs, and even just to make sure your weapons are zeroed in for the perfect shot. Not this one though, cause looks like the wind may have had an influence, or perhaps I'm just a bad shot, but the distance looks correct. We can also now plot a route to wherever we want to go. Use your pencil to draw a line from your current position to your destination, extending it slightly beyond for clarity. Then take your protractor and place it in the center of your location. You should see where your pencil mark intersects with the inner radius of the protractor. This is your new heading that will take you straight to your destination. Use your compass to orient yourself to the proper heading and start your journey. Remember to pull out your compass and reorient your heading every 100 meters or so, especially when going around obstacles. And voila, there you have it. Mastering these techniques not only makes you more effective, but also makes you the go-to player in any squad. So grab your map, hit the field, and start practicing, preferably in Game Master. Before you know it, you'll be navigating like a pro. And if you want more tips on mastering Arma Reforger, watch this video next. My name is Ironbeard, and I'll see you on the battlefield.